Hi, this is Nitya with Nitya Living. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for a very special New Year update forecast for 2022, the year of the tiger. So let's begin by coming to a comfortable seated place wherever you are. And in this moment, I invite you to close your eyes. I'm going to make the sound vibration Om 3 times. You're welcome to join me. Om. 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 In this now moment, allow yourself to pause with a mind full of curiosity and wonder, and a heart that's full of hope, and a body that no doubt needs rest, and the reassurance that you are healthy, that you are well. So opening eyes. I have been a business owner of Karma Chameleon for 25 years. I am a certified Feng Shui consultant, trained in traditional compass school, and I am a master Chinese astrologer. I also am a kids yoga instructor, and I teach yin, I teach hatha to adults as well. And so today, as we begin this practice of sharing this information, I encourage you to go to Nitya Living's website and check out the blog. There's several articles that I've written about the new year. I usually do. And there's a lot of information. So sit back, relax, take some notes. And the first thing we're going to start with is a journal prompt. Many of you know that I have been journaling since I was 10 years old, and I have pretty much chronicled my entire life. And for me, journaling really is how I have built a lifetime relationship with myself. And no doubt my life has been one of less suffering because I have such a strong relationship with myself, and I keep myself in check, So when I say journaling, sometimes people immediately get this block of resistance. I'm not a writer, or I don't know what to say. And so my invitation to you is to just open up a notebook. It doesn't have to be a formal journal. It can even be scraps of paper. And unload your heart with everything that 2021 was for you. Now, I did this for myself last week, just sitting in my morning meditation, and I thought, this feels like the time to do it. And so I did. And really, it wasn't a narrative. It was a list, a long list. And I just let whatever come up. And it was, the losses, the big moments. But it was also some of the smaller things that came up as well. Like how many beautiful great blue heron sightings I had last year, and that's my totem animal. So, things like that. So that's where I would like for you to begin, is that journal prompt of what was 2021. So if you're taking notes, that's the first thing I'd write down so that you can come back to that after you have watched all of this webinar. So it's important to recognize where we have been, because life is kind of like building a giant Lego tower, right? And all that last year gives us a landscape and a perspective as we look at what's going on with the tiger. It's very different. It's a very different energy. So I'm going to break it all down for you. We're going to look at the tiger. We're going to look at the Flying Star Feng Shui for your home. We're going to look at the United States, Kamala Harris, President Biden. We're going to look at all of this. So it'll take a little bit of time, but I'm hopefully it'll be very interesting for you. Okay, so this month of January, if you've watched my other videos, I have been talking about this, and I have to say, I came into this month with I would say caution and dread, because 2021 was so radically difficult for me. I mean, like unreal levels. I mean, you know, life has its ups and downs, but this was really unprecedented. So, what I recommended, I intuitively just automatically found myself doing, which was pulling back this month, really avoiding anything other than my day-to-day expectations, what's asked of me. So the year of the ox, the month of January is the month of the ox. So we're getting this final review, condensed in this 4 weeks. Everything that the year of the ox was for you is going to play out in stereo. My dad died and my dog died in January 2021. That was the beginning of a year of excruciating loss. I used to do work in schools, mindfulness yoga programs in elementary schools and daycares all over Richmond, Virginia, where I am. And it's all gone. It's all gone. I went from building a business in the schools for over 15 years to just about nothing. And for the first time in 25 years, this school year, I had to go and find a job. So, like I said, going into this month, I was like looking around the corners like, oh my God, you know, like hanging on. So, and also the other thing I've been doing is I have been rereading my journal from 2021 to get a richer perspective on what is my takeaway and what I've learned. So know that this soup that we're currently in of January 2022, we are feeling all of 2021 now, these 4 weeks. It's review time. Pay attention. What's going on? Where are you with you? Where are you in relationships? Where are you with your work? All of that and more, right? And then we look at what the ox year asked of us. Heavy is the ox. You look at how an ox walks. It's boom, boom, boom. It has that harness on its back. It pulls the weight of the world with it. So heavy, so laden down. I don't know how you felt, but that's definitely what I was feeling. Depressed, right? And just trudging ahead, trying to get through each day, get the job done. The ox characteristic, I myself being born on the day of the ox, President Biden, and the United States, all three born on the day of the ox. When your day animal matches the year animal, it is a direct hit, okay? It's, and that conflict, it's like literally an earthquake. It is an avalanche in your life, and it goes directly at you. It will affect your welfare, your life, your actual life. and also your romantic relationship. It is a big hit to your life. It's literally like taking two pieces of land and banging them up against each other. It is impactful. So we have felt that reverberating in our collective in the country, and our president has been absorbing that. I've been absorbing that, and anyone else who has an earth animal in their day, specifically dog, sheep, and ox. Really tough. And if you happen to have all three or all four earth animals in your Chinese astrology chart, that's a very difficult chart. That is a special person who has been brought into this life to experience some great hardship. And if you're here to take on big karma, be grateful. And I am happy to work with you on how to work with a chart like that, for real. If you're curious what a Bazi astrology chart looks like, I'll show you. The United States full of crazy notes. But there's 4 pillars: your year, day, month, and hour. And each of them speaks to you and who you are. So, backing up, because I have a tendency to get ahead of myself, lots of information. And it's hard to do this in a linear way, even with a good list, which I've got. So 2022, we come from this place of hard work, persevering, feeling just like, plodding ahead with the harness on your back, the constriction, bounding into the tiger. And the tiger is the season of spring. It's February, which means, yes, it means that the tiger year will begin with the tiger month. So just like we've had this big intense review of all of 2021 in the month of the ox, in the year of the ox, we immediately jump into, I keep thinking of Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. We bound into February, the month of the tiger in the year of the tiger. And it's another intense month. Another time to pay attention, journal, if that really speaks to you, about the events, activities, what's going on, where are you with you? Where are you in relationships with your work, your kids, all of it? Because if you are able to glean by the end, like by the time we get to about March 5th, you should have a very clear sense of exactly what 2022 is going to be for you. And then things ease. And I also think, along with many Western and Eastern astrologers, that when we get into full spring in March, this whole pandemic is going to ease up. The variants are going to get less and less impactful. We also have right now a massive surge, which could lead to herd immunity. We will see. In the meantime, the tiger is a very different energy from what we have been dealing with the last 3 years. The last 3 years have been cold, damp, and heavy. We had an earth pig in 2019 that led into the metal, very cold metal rat of 2020. All the lungs is the metal energy. And then we came into the metal cow, which is very cold. It's cold and it's January. It's like snow-capped mountains. And now we come into yang water with yang wood. That's what the tiger is. And inside of the tiger is a little bit of fire and a little bit of earth. So This is a very different thing. It feels to me literally like we are coming out of winter. We are coming out of hibernation, and we are ascending into a spring. Now, spring erupts. Spring has storms. Spring is volatile because even in spring, you can get the occasional snowstorm. Even in spring, you can get the occasional flood. So, that is the word that came up the most for me for 2022 is volatile, partly because of the personality of the tiger. So let's jump into to the tiger, who is my daughter is born in the year of the tiger. She's got some of this energy for sure. The tiger is very independent. They're very bold and social. They're courageous and impulsive. And I think of it kind of like a baby animal. It's not entirely steady on its feet, and the tiger really likes to run off on its own. Tigers can get very involved in something and then be completely disinterested in something else. They're hot, they're cold, they're this, they're that. They're working like a crazy person, and then all of a sudden they're doing nothing. Stop and start, stop and start. And that's where that volatile word comes in. And it can be playful. It can also be, and this is something we've known for a while and felt in our lives, destabilizing, because it's just not, it's spring. Everything is erupting. Everything is kind of waking up. And it's going to be interesting how that plays out. I think that we're going to see the economy recover and grow. And I do think that ultimately there is going to be a sense of refreshness. It's a much, when you think of yang water, it's like a waterfall. And yang wood being trees, I keep thinking of like a tropical rainforest. Someplace really beautiful and lush. And it's such a diversion from where we have been in that cold, wintry kind of place, locked down, hibernating and hiding, waiting out this pandemic and feeling so held back. And now we can open. But it's not a going back, it's a going forward. And how we do that, right? How we do that. Because if we go rushing forward, that's where things go wrong. This is a time of mindful awakening. Have you ever watched a kid when they've just gotten up from a nap? They're all like disoriented. It's almost enough to laugh at. They're like half in this world and half in another. They're all sleepy. You sit them on the couch and they just stare into space, just slowly waking up. Give yourself that time in 2022 to slowly wake up. Find your bearings. See what is left of the wreckage of your life, your business from this pandemic. What is there to pick up and carry forward? All the while looking around. Who's around me? What's happening? How do I adjust, adapt, and accommodate to these new surroundings, this new spring? So I'm going to pause at this moment because I want you to know some really important dates. One is that I think I mentioned before, Monday the 17th is the full moon that ends the year of the ox. And it's not a clear-cut thing. Energy doesn't work this way. We then are given 2 weeks in which that energy fades out and the new energy begins to fade in, just like a grand performance. And that 2 weeks is your time to prepare your life, your house, your property for the new year. You are setting the stage, literally, for welcoming in the guest of the Yang water tiger, black tiger, because it's Yang water. We call it the black tiger. So, how do you get ready? Oh my gracious, this is my favorite time. One of my favorite times of the year, next to summer yoga camp. This is the kind of cleaning that is as if the most important person in your life were coming to visit. Like a celebrity or your mother, somebody that would inspire you to do the deepest clean ever. Like you don't want anything to be left untouched. And this is the kind of clean where I pull the dresser away from the wall to get behind and underneath, going under the rugs. This is the kind of clean that I Swiffer the ceilings and the ceiling fans, if you happen to have those. And also looking at the flying stars for this coming year, I'm also making big moves. This weekend, I am swapping my dining room for my office. I'm swapping my bedrooms again. I'm back in the guest room, which is a smaller room, but it has much better energy. And I will be gathering all my crystals, rocks, and feng shui cures to put out on the full moon on Monday. And actually, I think I'm going to put it out on Sunday night because Sunday it's supposed to snow here and then rain. And it's like, I love that because it's like a blessing from the heavens, raining down and washing all of 2021 out of these precious objects, crystals, cures of all kinds. So from here, so once you've taken all your precious things outside and laid them out under the full moon for a full moon bath, and this can be Sunday, it can be Monday, and it can be Tuesday, either like the day before or the day after the full moon. Then when you come inside, I always clear the entire counter space around the sink. Make sure it's very clean. And lay down towels. And I rinse everything, dousing everything in sea salt. And then slowly rinsing each item, carefully massaging and touching while I'm chanting. And you can sing a prayer, you can say a prayer, you might have an invocation like, I release all of 2021 and I open up the energy for a new beginning. Whatever speaks for you. For me, I sing the Om Triambakam, prayer of world peace, healing, and protection. And so that's next week. Really important. And I will then be also shifting rugs. I shift towels, like the colors of the towels, the colors of the bed linens, the art in the house. One of the things I love, because people are like, oh my God, that's so much. It's like I literally have all like extra rugs and things in my attic. So things all rotate and shift because the energy is rotating and shifting. So if the energy is rotating and shifting, why would you stay still? And then complain and whine and moan that things in your life aren't going well. We've got to move with this energy. Okay? So, let's go back to the tiger. The tiger is the traveling star in the Chinese zodiac, and it signals that travel will be happening again. And it also highlights, if we're traveling again, the industries that support that. And heaven knows that the airline industry really got hit hard with the pandemic, as did the cruise lines, right? So it's looking at how we move back into travel, and the industries that support that all are going to be highlighted this year. And also, as we move more, there are more accidents. That's just going to happen, right? And looking at then the elements of water and wood in our bodies, it means that the earth element is now weakened, and it's been very strong, and now it's getting weak. And this is a real cautioning to support your immune system and your digestive system. We've all been through a lot. Our nervous system has taken a massive hit. Look at the way that you eat and nourish your body. It is everything, everything. I have a lovely book that I did, the second edition, came out last summer. Nitya Living cookbook, seasonal, local vegetarian meals for a healthy family. Long title, sorry. And anyway, because food is so important, and I'm passionate about eating locally, seasonally, and vegetarian. And yeah, it's so important. So look at what you eat, avoiding processed food, fast food, microwaved food, animal flesh, animal meat that comes from factory farms, like going into the grocery store and just buying meat. You don't want that stuff in your body, and you certainly don't want that in your children's bodies. It's massive suffering, tortured meat. Anyway, don't get me on that bandwagon. But the point being, if our immune system and our digestive system are going to be taking a hit, we want to really nourish ourselves and take a look at how we're doing that. Okay. The wood element is associated with our liver, muscles, and tendons, and this is where we see ourselves healthier. And when we think of the muscles and the tendons, I'm thinking movement. Our bodies are going to be moving more next year. This is a good thing, a really good thing, because when we move our body becomes naturally stronger in our immune system, and we also digest better. Yes. The tiger is also the academic star. So all the babies born in 2022 will be exceptionally intelligent, and the humans coming in now are extremely bright, and not just in like knowing facts and figures. They are bright in simply knowing. Yeah, so if you want to look at people born in years of the academic star, Mark Zuckerberg, Vincent van Gogh, Stephen King, Beethoven. Yeah. It also, the academic star sparks activity and creativity in the arts. So the entertainment and restaurant businesses should be doing much better in 2022. They also got a big hit from COVID. So again, tiger is yang wood with a little earth and a little fire. It's the direction of the east-northeast, and it's the season of early spring. It's the time of 3 to 5 in the morning, which I have to say, the last 2 years, that's my witching hour. I seem to forever be waking up between 3 and 5. Tigers, they are so brave, they are generous, they're bold, they're optimistic, independent, adventurous, full of excitement. They make fabulous leaders. They have a magnetic personality. They are survivors. They demand their freedom. They are revolutionaries as they break down barriers of rules and regulations and oppression. They're like the middle child. They can also be reckless. They can be volatile, rebellious, aggressive, and emotional. They've got a childlike quality, crazy wild enthusiasm to live life by their own rules, at their own pace. They're either all in, totally engaged, or disengaged and onto something else. Expect this in our world. All of that, right? Specifically know that the old systems are breaking down, and they've needed to for decades. We are so antiquated. And then again, the pandemic revealed all of it. Our education system's broken. It's been broken. Now it's even more broken. Our healthcare system's broken. It's been broken. These are major components of a society. Yeah. So, if we're moving into a future, if we're actually going to progress forward and not try and cling to old ideologies and old patriarchies, it's time to ascend. And it's time to look at things from a different place, like cryptocurrency. I would not be investing in the stock market. Cryptocurrency. Check it out. And who's rising the highest this year are the people born in yang animals, just like the tiger is yang wood. The yang animals are the tiger, the dragon, the snake, the monkey, the dog, and the pig. And they will feel more impulsive and more ready for action. And the yin animals, ox, rabbit, horse, sheep, rooster, and rat, not as much. Not as much. It's like more of a yangy kind of year. Lots of energy. You also have to look at how these elements are going to then impact you. As they come in, they're going to impact your own astrology chart. And if wood and water are beneficial for you, great. If they're not, then you would need a Chinese astrologer like myself to help you with finding out how to balance your chart and how to protect your well-being. The best zodiac combination with the tiger are people born in the day or the year of the horse or dog. Those are the people that will enjoy the most good fortune, for sure. The ones that are the worst, snake and monkey. And if you have both in your chart, wow. So the challenge here is your safety. Your safety, and also like safety, financial safety, and physical well-being. You are more likely to be in an accident. You're more likely to be sued. You're more likely to have mishaps, tripping over the rug, blowing a tire on the highway. So the tiger is yang wood, and it clashes with the monkey's yang metal, like an axe to a tree. So it's really like an all-out battle. I actually know somebody dear to me who has 3 monkeys in their chart. I know someone else dear to me that has 2 monkeys in their chart. Actually, I just thought of a third person. Really difficult. Really difficult. Protect your heart health. The snake is fire, and what the snake asks of the tiger is, feed me, because a fire is nothing if it doesn't have wood, and that's what the tiger is. So it's like the tiger shows up, and people that are snake people are like, yo, give it to me, feed me. And the tiger's like, are you kidding? So that's like, it's called a harm. And in this vein, when you have all 3 of them together, it's a collision. Your protection, and if you have, like, for instance, let's say you are a tiger person or a snake or a monkey, if there's somebody in your home, like your partner or a child who has a pig in their chart, that's immediate protection. But if you don't have that, you can get off the internet these little totem animals. The pig is the totem animal of protection for 2022. And you will want to have this like on your purse, hanging from your car rear view mirror, by your bedside table, your desk, the places where you spend the most time, essentially. Okay. So I talked about heart health, and Elvis Presley this is an interesting thing, was born in the hour of the snake, died of heart disease on a snake year, in a monkey month, and in a tiger hour. See how things can all line up like that. Another celebrity example is Tom Cruise, who's born on the day and the year of the tiger with a monkey hour. He's going to have a tough year this year for sure. And every time there is a snake month or year, he has serious problems with his lovers. He divorced both of his wives in a snake year. Pretty amazing, huh? Also, for people born on the day of a monkey, snake, or tiger, should avoid traveling in a northeasterly direction. And this can be something as simple as just, checking to see when you start your day, what direction am I going in, and making sure it is an auspicious direction for you. Void years. Void years are years when it feels like you are walking knee deep in the mud in a fog. Everything takes more effort, and it's really hard to think clearly. And void years right now are for anyone born in the years between 1964 and 1973. Now, that being said, I know my astrology, the tiger is a void year for me, but the elements that are coming in of water and wood are so beneficial to my chart that they cancel each other. It's not so much they cancel each other out, but the good always wins over the not good in your chart. So if you have, like, for instance, a bad setup in your chart, but a good year rolls in, it can change everything. Okay. There are also combinations that can happen in your chart. The tiger, rabbit, and dragon make a seasonal spring trio of wood. Surges big wood in your chart if you have those animals. If you have a tiger, horse, and dog like I do, I have horse and dog. And so the tiger coming in makes a full fire trio. For me, that's money. So even though it's a void year, there's a lot of good that can come out of it. There's the nobleman's star of protection for anyone born on the day or the year of yin metal. These are years ending with the number 1. Okay. And having the nobleman's star means that you are more likely to solve problems. It gives you a chance to make some serious progress in the year ahead, and it greenlights new projects. It's like having angels on your back. It's a beautiful thing. So all of that, and there is more that you can look at on the blog on Nitya Living's website. I'm going to jump in now with the Flying Stars, which is, I'm going to pause and wrap one last thought up. When just talking about the conflicted animals and remembering that each month represents a different animal. So we need to be mindful in May, which is the month of the snake, and August, that's the month of the monkey. Those are going to be the most conflicted the most conflicted months. Those are going to be the months when we are going to see the biggest accidents, the biggest legal battles, things like that coming up. Okay. And I just wanted to make a mention of that, because if we know ahead of time that it's going to be a difficult month, then we want to make sure that those aren't times we're making big launches or taking big trips or anything like that. I would say for August and for May, these are months to make your life as simple as possible, to be more aware, and always live as mindfully as you can. So the flying stars are fascinating for 2022 because all of the stars are home. They have all aligned in their innate home. It's like this. The cool thing is, the best stars are like, woo, and the worst stars are doing the same. So it's even more critical this year to make sure you are keeping the negative energy dark and dormant, and the vibrant, positive energy lit up and active. Okay? You can manipulate the energy in your house by closing blinds, closing off doors, turning off lights. We are coming up very soon to 2024, which is when we end the current 20-year flying star cycle that we have been in. And I will be talking more about this as I study it more and learn more about it. This is going to be a massive shift, and I can see it and feel it coming, because where we have been for the last 20 years, so you go all the way back to 2004 to now, and everything that's happened in the last 20 years, wow, that's a lot to unpack, right? The 8 star is where we have been. And so since 2004, all the homes that were built have that 8 star of wealth sitting in the center. And the 8 star is earth. It's grounded. It's solid. And it's ruled the Northeast. We are coming into period 9, which is a fire star. And if you know anything about fire, here comes that word I've been saying, volatile, transmutable, extinguishable, flammable. Forest fires. It's going to be a very different time. And as we move into that, every single home, every single building and business will have a massive shift in its interior energy, which means it is an opportunity. Every challenge is an opportunity to look at that and say, okay, but how can I adapt, adjust, and accommodate this incoming energy? So stay tuned for that. Back to this year. I just wanted to make note of that we are just 2 years away from that big shift. So there are 3 afflictions that come in every year. And 2 of them kind of mess up a little bit, the 2 of the best stars. And one of them lands with a negative star, which makes it doubly bad. So these are the places. The Grand Duke in 2022 is in the Northeast. There are little Piao beasties that you can put facing 52.5 degrees to 67.5 degrees, looking out, not looking in, but looking out to that direction. Piao is spelled P-I, second word Y-A-U. I usually have a pair of them facing into that Grand Duke afflicted area. The 3 killings is in the north this year. The cure for that is the silver elephant. I just got mine. I'm loving it. So sweet. Do not put your back to the north, but face the north. That is the word. So you want to look at your bed orientation. You want to look at your office chair orientation. You want to look at anywhere that you spend a lot of time lying down or sitting to make sure that your back is not to the north, but you can face it. The Shui Po in 2022 is in the southwest, directly opposite the Grand Duke. Okay? And that's the year breaker. All 3 directions, and remember to extend your bagua outside into your property. The Grand Duke, the 3 killings, and the Shui Po year breaker, all 3 of those demand, not ask, demand stillness, silence, no digging, no renovations, no big loud banging, no leaf blowers. Oh my God, can we get rid of those things already? And so those, in the positive places, you can still enjoy them. You can still keep them light-filled. You can still enjoy the bounty and abundance of those areas, specifically the north and the northeast, but you do so quietly. Lovemaking is not a negative noise, just so you know. So if one of those is in your bedroom, don't go, oh my gosh, you're okay. Singing is a happy noise, right? But video games that are violent, and the TV, if you're watching something that's violent or just really loud, those are things you don't want to have. You also don't want to have ceiling fans in those rooms, because ceiling fans are literally like a mixer. They churn the energy up. They turn it into like a snow globe, all crazy. It's very destabilizing energy being in a room with a ceiling fan. All right, so there are 9 stars. I'm going to break them down very quickly, and then we'll wrap up. So the first is the 1. The 1 star we now know is a water star because it's in its home this year, the watery north. Perfect. But we remember the 3 killings are also there, so quiet. That's where I'm going to be moving my office, is into the north. So for the north, when it is at its best, it brings a boon of success and good fortune. But we need to take good care of it. So I mentioned the silver elephant. And the silver elephant helps you to avoid affairs and encourages positive romantic interactions. And if the north happens to be your bedroom, you're going to want to put a Wooloo health gourd by your bedside for protection. And I would say overall, the north, think of the colors, because you want to feed it. You don't want to drain it. Okay, the cycle of relating. Remember this. So what nourishes water is metal. What weakens it is wood, right? We use water to feed wood. So when we want to have the colors of white, black, gray, blue, metal furnishings, or furniture that's painted white or black. That's your ideal. I know furniture is kind of a tricky biscuit. So again, those are the colors, and anything else is a no-no, especially anything that's fire related, anything earth related. Those colors are absolutely no-nos for being in the north. So we're looking at metal objects and like a metal bowl, things like that. Okay, so but for cures specifically, the elephant is really nice. The other thing that I usually use for the 1-star is a gold ingot on a piece of blue fabric, and I like to put it with a healthy plant, and that's probably what I'm going to do in my new office, is have a plant with the elephant, and then on the other side of the plant I'll have the gold ingot sitting on a blue piece of fabric. And that creates this nice way of kind of, when I place a cure, I always place it not only with intention, but in a way that when I see these things, it's a reminder of what they're there for. Okay, so then we move to the 2-star. This is really problematic. This is in the Southwest, the place of partnerships and where the mother is. This is really volatile. This is a room to avoid. This is a bedroom I would not want to sleep in. This is a front door I would not want to be using. Or any door. Whatever that door is, if you're using it, stop. Seriously. The Southwest is the Shui Po year breaker. It's opposite to the Northeast, remember? Again, we don't want any loud noises. We want this room dark. We want this room completely left alone. That being said, for my house, the Southwest is my practice porch where I do very quiet activities like meditation and yoga. I do my journaling out there. I do my tarot readings out there. I have clients come out to visit me there. And so in that way, again, it's how am I using this room? And because the room is used for so much spiritual work, I feel like it's a safe place. But again, I keep it quiet. I can't imagine being loud in my meditation practice. So with the 2-star, when it is activated, it can cause all kinds of sickness, bloating, digestive issues, disease, food poisoning, things like that. It's the sickness star. You don't want to have any photos of your family, friends. The best colors and materials, again, we want to look at that cycle of relating. And what weakens earth is metal. What feeds it is fire. So that's not. My dear partner has his fireplace in the Southwest. I said, honey, there are no fires for 2022. And he is all ready for that. We've used up all the firewood. So some years there are not going to be fires in your fireplace. That's just how it is. Again, we are moving with the energy, not resisting, and then blaming whoever for things not going well. So we want to keep the Southwest quiet and dark if possible. We want to focus on metal to drain this earthy energy. Metal furnishings, that can also be black or white painted furniture, round metal bowls. And round metal is seen to hold the negative energy inside of it. That's why that's recommended. If it's a door, put a bagua mirror. You guys know what that is? Bagua mirror. You can also use food dogs to flank the front steps. If this is a bedroom that you can have no other option of where to sleep for 2022, put a saltwater cure under your bed and a bagua mirror, a Wulu health gourd on your bedside. black and white photography, images of moons and stars and mountains, buildings, transportation, machines, all of those things. I always think of Ansel Adams, black and white photography, for really infusing a lot of that metal energy to drain the earth. And also check fire safety, especially if this happens to be your kitchen. And if it's a kitchen, you want to cover your burners with cookie sheets when they're not in use. Okay. We move on to the east, which is star number 3, which is wood element. The wood element. And this one is grumpy. This is the bedroom I was in, I'm moving out of, because it is argumentative. It is feisty. It can bring lawsuits and backstabbing. It's mean and nasty. It's the mean girl. This is another place we want to keep quiet. We want to remove all photos of family and friends. If this happens to be your office and you have nowhere else that you can work, I would highly recommend that you double check, fine print, reread everything. Be really mindful when you're signing stuff off. There's so much of a chance of things being miscommunicated. So the best colors for the east with the wood element is to drain it with fire. So that's the best cure is the red happy hody, the big guy you see in the Chinese restaurants when you go in. And also a salt crystal lamp that you keep on all through the year. And fire is welcome if they're burning incense, if you have candles, if this happens to be the location of your deck, where you do a fire pit or barbecuing, grilling. It's a great place for a fireplace. This is the east. So red is your friend. It can also be violet or orange or fuchsia. Okay, bright, happy colors. The 4th star is so sweet. Because it's in its home sign, this is the bedroom I'll be moving into. The southeast is home for the 4 star, and because they're home together, it is a supercharged peach blossom of romance. It is the best room if you're trying to conceive a baby. It is the best room for an artist, a writer, somebody that does creative work. It is the best room for studying. If you have children that study, put them in that room. It is such a happy, beautiful energy. It's like a garden in full spring, everything in bloom. So surround that room with images of flowers and greenery, lush plants, not too many plants. House plants are fabulous, but you don't want to ever overdo it. Just a couple. And, teal, turquoise, green, floral bed linens, or table linens. It's a beautiful energy in the southeast for sure. The cure that I like the best for the 4 star is the 4 stalks of lucky bamboo. And also, if this works for your house, to have a love altar, a love shrine. If you are wanting romance in your life, you can create this. If you want to just support the relationship you're in. If you're in a relationship, I highly recommend that you build this together. I have done this. My boyfriend and I will do the altar at my house and then do the one at his. And we do it together, juntos, my favorite. And it's your favorite photos, a pair of birds, and let's see, a pair of, for this year, I would probably do green candles or red candles or hot pink candles, always two of everything. And any mementos, little treasures. I have two bird feathers that I found when we went kayaking last summer that I have behind our love altar, kind of like giving us the wings to fly. And so that's really lovely to do. Also place a Kuan Yin statue up on a high shelf to support and protect our moms. So then the 5-star, which is exactly where that tanka is behind me, which is why I'm getting out of this room. Yep. So the 5-star is the worst, most volatile star of them all. I have countless stories about clients that messed with the 5-star and paid a price, from sprained ankles to trips to the hospital. Now, that being said, the 5-star is an earth element. It is in its home at the center. It is locked in there in a different way from other stars. It makes me a little concerned about all these open concept homes. You know, that's a fad that's going to die. Nobody wants to be in a wide open soup where everything is seen and nothing is hidden. Yeah. Anyway, so if for you the 5-star falls in a closet, a bathroom, kind of like a storage unit, that's great. If it happens to be like where your furnace is or your hot water heater, it's a ticking time bomb. So there are several cures that you can put. A chiming clock is one of them. A Sai Shen Ye wealth god image in a gold frame. I would not sleep in a room that happens to be in the center of a house. Not this coming year. I would sleep on a couch. I would erect a tent in my backyard. That's serious. I'm not kidding. This thing is so volatile. It is grave illness. It's bankruptcy. It's disasters and accidents. It is like literally a bomb detonating in your life. I don't want that for you. Yeah. So just know that that is in the center of every home, every office, every business, every building. Again, the kitchen, just like with the 2-star, they're both earth element stars. You want to cover the burners with cookie sheets. You want to be super quiet, ninja quiet, moving those pots and pans. I've been there many times, and it can be a challenge. If this is a bedroom and you can't sleep anywhere else, again, the Wooloo Health Gourd, the salt water cure in a mason jar under your bed. And if you want the recipe for that, just email me, nitya@nityaliving.com. The most important cure is the salt water cure in the center of your house with a string of 6 coins hung sideways. This doesn't have to be seen. In Asian culture, these cures are usually tucked away and hidden. So for me, that tanka, I'm going to put this behind it. I won't see it. I'll know it's there. This is my protection. I'm going to be super quiet as I tack it up too. If you're hammering into your walls, always hammer in prayers. I do a little Om Shanti, peace chant. So again, we're working with the cycle of relating. Earth is drained by metal. That's all you want in the center of your home. Metal, black and white, photography, images of transportation, things that are metal oriented, maybe a framed necklace, right? A metal bowl, like a singing bowl. No family photos anywhere near the center of your house. And a lot of times the center is like maybe a center hallway where you might have those family photos, and you just might have to take them down for the year. The 6th star is in the northwest. This is a happy energy that brings great good fortune and success, especially in your work. And if you happen to be a politician, a business leader, or a business owner, or a manager, or a jeweler, you will especially benefit with having an office in the northwest. If your front door faces the northwest, this is very auspicious. Not so good if it's a bedroom, though. If it's your bedroom, be really mindful of your legs and your liver. And you're going to want to decorate with the colors of blue. Again, if your bedroom is in the northwest, you want to have colors that are blue to drain the energy, to protect your legs and your liver. If this northwest is not your bedroom, then you want to focus solely on earth, because earth is going to nourish that metal element. A coiled dragon is one great cure. Crystals, pottery, china, things like that are earth items. All the earth colors like terracotta and chamois, tan, brown, cream, peach, really yummy. So moving on to the 7, which is the other metal star. That's in the west, my back door, which I will try really hard not to use very much next year. When activated, brings violence, robbery, assault, copyright theft, gossip, deception, surgery, injury with sharp knives. I have a crazy story that happened to me personally with the 7 star that I treated wrongly and paid price, big time. Don't have any wind chimes in this area. Wind chimes are tricky anyway. Be really careful where you put them. Again, email me if you have questions, or put questions in the comments of this video, and I'm happy to answer them. If this is your office and you have nowhere else to be, if this is a bedroom and you have nowhere else to be really careful. If it's an office, double check the fine print. Be careful signing things. Be careful with all your communication. The cure this year is a round crystal bowl filled with rice that has 2 Chinese coins sitting on top. If this is an entrance, I would again put up a bagua mirror or the gold foo dogs. Check your smoke detector, security, and safety in this area of your home and property. Yeah. So then we're going to go on to the 8th star. Almost done. Almost done. So the 8th star is amazing, but we have to remember that the Tai Shui is also in the northeast. So we want to be really careful to keep this area quiet but active. Okay. So the 8th star is money, 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 money. It is great abundance. It is wealth. It is fame. It is prestige. It is romance. Good things. We love the 8th star. It's happy. Really nice to put a Hei Yi Tai Shui gold-plated plaque to appease the Tai Shui here. If the 8th star is activated with the Tai Shui there, it's divorce, upset, lawsuits, all kinds of misfortune. We don't want to really mess with this, but we want to enjoy it. So we'll get one of these little gold-plated plaques, and that's he. It looks like the word he, then the letter E, then Tai, T-A-I, Shui, S-U-I. Okay. The PL beasties I mentioned earlier, they go in the direction of 52.5 to 67.5 degrees northeast. On your desk, if this happens to be your office, to motivate the good fortune, put a selenite pagoda. For children who are studying in the Northeast, a crystal globe on their desk is great. For couples who might have the Northeast as their bedroom, I would hang 2 pink crystals in the window. If this is your front door, like it is for me, hang, I showed you these coins. You can also get them with eight coins for the 8 star. And one of my other favorites, not the right color, but silk flowers. You can definitely find really nice silk flowers. Depending on the room, you can go with either yellow or red flowers in an earthen vase. Yep. So good. So good. We're down to number 9. And the 9 star is fire. And I love it because it's purple, which is my favorite color. So the 9 fire star in the fiery south is the future wealth. Do I have it? I do. So this is what I love for, this is a future wealth star. So my senior teen students, some of them came over to my house on Sunday and we made vision boards. And I just got a late Christmas card that has 2022. So I'm going to stick that up there. So you're putting everything in on this board that you want to imagine for this year, because the 9 star envisions that. And it's kind of like the place where you put all your wishes to come true. That's the 9 star. It's not what's happening now. It's what's going to be happening. It's the future. Okay. And remember, in 2 years, we're moving into the 9 star. We're moving into the future. This is what, if you look around on YouTube, this is what the other astrologers are talking about. This is the ascension. We're advancing into the next stage of human life. The light people, the next phase. Anyway, more on that when I'll do a separate talk coming up on the 9 star, the period 9 of 2024. So back to this. The future wealth star with the vision board, one of my favorites. It's the best room for children to study. It's great for relationships. If this is your bedroom, it's a great room for conceiving a child. Yeah, and these flowers I was showing, these, purple. So these 9 silk flowers work really nicely. I'm going to put them in a green vase because green is the color of wood and wood feeds fire. The other thing, so yeah, there's that. And we want to keep this room super happy and active. You can also hang 8 or 9 Chinese coins from the door if this is a front door for you. And the colors for the south for sure are all the fiery hot colors, like purple, not dark purple. It's more like violet purple, like a red purple, and fuchsia orange. And also lots of green, lots of healthy plants. Look at like if this is in an area where you can plant outside flowers that bloom purple, that's really cool too. All of this is a lot of information. I understand that. If you have questions, please reach out. I am happy to help you. If you are interested in getting your astrology chart read, I am happy to do that for you. All I need is your birthday and time and where you were born and any burning questions you might have. the last thing I want to touch on is, where is our country in 2022? Speaking of astrology, I also do feng shui consultations, and we can do that on Zoom anywhere in the world, which is fabulous. I've got clients everywhere now because of Zoom. How lovely. So, like I was saying earlier at the very beginning, both the President of the United States and the United States are born on the day of the ox and have really been through quite a bit of a battle this year. And we look at the key things that are happening in our country that could be reverberating in your own life. Again, you're more likely to be susceptible to some of this if your own chart is afflicted this year. The water and wood are elements that we need in our country to feel greater balance, empowerment, stability, and it reestablishes our labor force. That's a positive for sure. Yang water is money. There's a lot of focus on the financial market, on travel, again mentioning travel, and on property. This appears to be a recovery period. The tiger says it's time for us to face our responsibilities, to get back to work, to take care of our home and families. And part of this is having an attitude of generosity, not being burdened in how you manage your duties. And what's your motivation? What's your attitude? I know a lot of people, especially parents and families with young children, who have really been through a lot these last 2 years. And it's understandable that you may be feeling overwhelmed and burdened by your responsibilities, but to shift your mindset to one of gratitude. You have been called to serve your family, your business, yourself, your friends, whoever that, it is for you, where your responsibilities lie. Look at it from a place of service. I'm grateful to be put in a position where I need to do these things every day. Thank you. It is hard work, but thank you, because I am strong enough to get it done. Thank you. What can I get for you? Seriously, when you make that shift, your life becomes so much lighter, so much lighter. On a national level, it is our country also facing its responsibilities to our education system, to jobs, to workers' rights, to ensuring Americans have what they need to manage their home, their work, and their family. For instance, why don't we have a better paid family leave when a child is born? Most countries have, 6 months for both the father and mother with guaranteed return to your job. Why don't we have a higher minimum wage after decades? And we're dealing with a horrible inflation right now. So this year we will see some lawsuits, and the government is going to be revealing a lot. And I'm hearing this from other astrologers, Western and Eastern alike, that there are a lot of things that are going to be revealed. We are ascending. And as we ascend into a new realm of human, we have to understand that as we lift up, stuff underneath of us is going to be revealed. It is dark and it is not pleasant. And it's going to reveal a lot about our government and who really is leading us. This year, both mothers and women and elders and older populations are the people playing the most important role. I find that interesting, given the whole Roe v. Wade issue, which strangely has become silent in the news, but trust me, it's still there. The tiger suggests there will be a notable loss or losses for our country that could be financial. Again, be really mindful of your investments. Look more towards cryptocurrency, which may not be doing so great right now, but it's more of a long-term investment. In the throes of this luck cycle that we are currently in, we all go through 10-year luck cycles. And we're in a luck cycle that is asking us, and this is 2017 to 2027. This is our current luck cycle that we are in. It is one that is asking us to really look at how we identify with ourselves as Americans. And it's interesting, with our democracy so at risk, that this is where we are. And this year asks us to pose the question again from a different point of view, through the lens of post-pandemic or learning to live with it, right? Few people can say that they weren't impacted or traumatized by these past 2 years. So it's time to heal, and it's time to get back on our feet. And if this is the world we live in, well, we have to learn to live in it. The tiger forms a semi-fire trio with our month, the horse. And our fire is our mother energy of nourishment, support, and care. It makes the wood of the tiger work and weakens that element that we need the most. The tiger also forms a conflict with our monkey year, because the United States is born in the year of a monkey. This will battle our metal with our wood. This really shows how our actions, our motivation, our creativity and innovation are battling with authority, with our jobs. It's really interesting. We're already seeing this playing out, that people didn't go back to work. Millions of people chose not to go back to work. And we're battling with authority. Really interesting. The hardest months of 2022, again, are May and August. Lawsuits, uprisings, accidents could cause major unrest. Safety, caution, holding on to your money, highly advised. Now, President Biden, is it coincidence or fate that aligns us with a president that is also born on an ox day and happens to be in a sheep luck cycle? Really interesting. The United States moved into its sheep luck cycle in 2017, and the next year, President Biden did. So in a lot of ways, our president is mirroring us. So, even as I say this, it makes me want to kind of like dig up videos of him from 2021 just to see what he is, how he's presenting himself, right? What's the vibe? Yet where there is difference is Biden is a fire person and the United States is an earth country. So the forecasts are different, but they have both been really embattled up until now. This time in Biden's life is all about creating and innovating, being active, and really motivated. And there's a lot of earth energy, and it's draining. There's the conflict that he's had this past year with the ox and the sheep. And at his age, it really literally feels like a fading of his light. And he's standing on shaky ground. I mean, that's just his astrology. So, Kamala Harris. I don't usually do the vice president, but I felt called to. And I'm a little curious. So, she's born on the day of a yang water tiger. So it's interesting. Last year, our president was battling ox to ox in his astrology. And this year we have the vice president battling tiger to tiger. And it's also a void year for her, where the way ahead may be blurred and out of focus. Everything she does will require a lot more effort for any success. It's a time of soul searching for her and finding herself anew in this role that she has. It's a time for her to seek her allies and hold them close. And it's going to be a year that's going to really motivate her to act and be more productive, and we will see her more, for sure. And And May and August will hit her especially hard. Her current luck cycle is a Yang Earth Dragon that runs from 2018 to 2028, and it shows a tremendous focus on her career with a lot of change, a lot of hard work, and a lot of challenges. So, is that our next president? Curious. Anyway, all of this, so much information, and it's so fun to get to share all of this with you. Thank you again for listening. I hope that this has been enlightening for you. And again, if you have questions, reach out. If you're curious to have your astrology chart read, I would love to do that for you. If you are curious about having a feng shui consultation for your home or office, I can do that from wherever you are via Zoom. It's super easy. So all that being said, let's come to our close. And I bless you and wish you a wonderful year of the tiger that will come in on February 1st on the new moon. And the first day of the first month is February 4th. So again, as we transition, starting on the 17th with the end of the year of the ox, and we begin to transition out from the ox and move into the tiger right around the new moon. Blessings for all good things, and be well.